my topic is crafting a unique audience for your art business using technology. And this is really very wide. For a lot of artists, there's a whole lot to learn using technology. And generally, artists are very conservative people. And I usually say that technology has come to help us get ourselves to people without being out there ourselves. So you can get your art to people without being out there yourself, because generally the form of marketing that we have always had, or the form of pushing yourself, is you have to be out there so that your art can also be out there. But with technology, we now have the opportunity, now have the privilege of, you can push your art out while you have to be while you are at the background. There are two major things I want to talk about today. And first is the creating of art using technology, and the marketing of art using technology, because there's no point creating your art beautiful and you don't have it sold. It's a major challenge for us artists that we have beautiful work, our spent time, we have stories around those arts, and we do not sell them. We cannot afford to take care of ourselves. We can't afford to take ourselves on vacation. We can't afford to do anything with ourselves because we have this art, but we do not know how to sell it. So I'm talking about these two things because these are the major things that we should bear in mind as an artist: creating and selling our work of art. And I will start by saying that creating art has actually evolved over time. We now have digital art where people can actually create their piece of art using digital equipment. You understand?
Yeah.
And generally, we have been known to use our canvas, pencils, or whatever it is, our hands, generally physical things, to create art. But the world is evolving in such a way that you can create your work using your computer, software, their apps. There are things that you extensions, whatever it is, that you plugins that you put add to your computers, and you can sit down in a place, in a park, you're waiting for a friend somewhere, you're in a hospital doing something, and you are inspired to do something, and you can create on your pad, you can create on your computer, you can create anywhere. So I think it's one thing that we should embrace as creatives. I know that we are so attached to our canvas, we want to get stained, we want your sometimes when we get into our creative space, you are inspired by the colors, the painting of colors to bring the stroke of the pencil, the fact that you can feel you can feel your work, you can see, oh, I made a mistake here and I had to redirect it to do something else. But much more than that, the world is evolving. We should be able to embrace I will not say better, but I will say easier way of presenting art to the world. And the truth is that for digital art, I would say that their audience are different. The people who you sell digital art to may not necessarily be the persons you sell physical art to, and many times the mediums of selling them are also very different. So it's very important that artists should not just settle down with their traditional way of drawing or traditional way of making art, but also think of learning tools that can make them create art that are digital. And I would like to before I get into the get deep into all of that, I would like to say that I would like to pinpoint some of the advantage of creating digital art. I know some of us are very sentimental and we still want to just stick with drawing, with our drawing physically, having that physical space, having that energy around us. But I just want to just point these examples, these advantages to us, so that we just look at it. It is something that you can pick up. If not, you can at least have done the justice of showing you the two sides of creating art, and you decide which to pick. One of the very important reasons of digital art, because the tools are accessible. For example, an artist who is just starting out now, that wants to go physical, we have to get a space. It's very important. You cannot just come and say, I want to start drawing in my own house, in the sitting room or something. You have to have, even if you're using your house, you have to have a particular room where you do all of those things. So digital arts are easier because all you need to do is to just have the device and the tools to use. You don't have to have a dedicated space. You don't have to start with getting a canvas, getting tools, getting colors, and all of those things. All of them, they are all you just have to have a device that can be used. So it's not as stressful as, and it's economical. Particularly for those who are starting out, it's very easy to start out as to start using digital platforms for your art, because the tools are very accessible. Then it's easy to share. Like I said, that there's no point making an art that you wouldn't want to sell. So it's easier to share. Many times, when people want to sell online, they take pictures of the art that have been done physically, and many times it's not as powerful, it's not as nice as when it was done on that platform. You understand? So it's easy to share. And with the world of NFTs now, you realize that it's important that you are sharing an original work, not something that was taken, not something you took a picture of, something that is original, and a client can see it and say, oh, this is something that was done especially for me. It was not can be metamorphosed into this. Then it's also very portable, particularly when you are selling. I sold some of my works pictures to the US recently, and the gallery that helped me to sell, I packaged. But I made sure I didn't use our frames here. I used the person who framed it for me had experience framing outside Nigeria, so I got him to frame it to their standard and all of that. And before I got to the US, I used DHL to send it, to package it. And before I got to the US, it was broken. You understand? The frames were broken. It happened the first time, it happened the second time, and the gallery they were really pissed. Even when they knew that I was not the one who did, I used the best of the best delivery company and all of that. It still happened. You understand? But with NFT, and for some time they have not contacted me, and I just realized that possibly because of the way the art is being brought to them. And there's nothing I can do about it, because I cannot go to the US myself to go and deliver the art. I have to send it to a delivery company, and the delivery company they're not doing what they're supposed to do. So if it was a digital art, I won't have to deal with all of those things. You understand? So that's one of the disadvantages we have. Particularly we in Africa, many of the things that we are that many of the service providers who are around us, they do crappy things. So if it is possible to cut out the middlemen, where you know that when you are making your art, it's being delivered to the persons that need it without any trouble and wahala. You do your art and they get it straight. You understand? So that's one of the advantages. I have been a victim of this, and so I understand this very well. You understand? So I know that I actually believe that traditional art and digital art are different. The strokes on the strokes of your pencil, or the stroke of your brushes on your wall, and all of those things, they are on your canvas, they are different. I know that when you are making a digital art and you make a mistake, you just Control Z or just undo, and it gets back to what you're doing. But you see somebody who makes a piece of work and tells you that he had to do 20 of this, or he had to construct something because there was a mistake and all of that. Of course, those kind of work have traditional type of art have more stories, because there's a whole lot of time involved. They're in the space, their minds are into it, they're using a lot of their sweat and all of this is a part of what makes a story interesting, or makes a piece of art interesting. But as much as we love whatever it is that we're getting from this, we should also embrace an easier way to do things. And there are people who start with, when purposely they're making a piece of art, they start with drawing some particular strokes and eventually get it on to their device and complete it there. I think that's a great way. If you think that, oh, I don't want to go digital completely, I feel that it loses the essence and all of those things. You can start out with your pencil or your brush and eventually finish it up on your system, you understand, or on any of your device that you're using. So it's important that we don't use sentiments to push away digital art. Because I know that some artists are like, when they see people who draw with with their computer, their iPad, and they're like, these ones are not real artists too. We are the ones that are doing the real things. You understand? These ones are just they're just there. They're not the real thing. You don't understand it. And I believe that these are tools. They're just tools. Your canvas is a tool, your computer is a tool, your iPad is a tool. The real where your art resides is in your mind, in the heart. So whatever it is that you use to bring that art that is in your mind to expression, to the physical tool for people to see, is just a tool. You understand? It's just a tool. So you are not a servant, or you are not. We should not. How do I put the word out? We should not be. We should not kill ourselves over the tools that we use. The what we should be concerned about is that this work of art I have done, does it portray what I want to bring out? Does it portray the message I'm trying to pass out? Does it portray this ideology I have in my heart? It's very important that we do not lose grip of these things. And the way things are going, and people are trying to declutter. They don't want big art. They don't want. I was reading somewhere and I saw that people can now buy digital art. They'll have it on their wall. So maybe you have to wear a kind of device on your eyes to be able to see it. So probably when you come in with your bare eyes, you just see a white wall. But they give you a device to wear your eyes, and you see the piece of art on their wall. So we have to start thinking beyond having physical art everywhere. We should see that things are evolving, and we can just put our legs into it and see how deep is this water. You understand? Does not mean that you should run away from doing what you used to do. You can always do that, and you can do the two together. And one thing about the traditional art and the digital art is that there are two different audiences. That there are two different, we have different audience for them. The kind of art you make for traditional arts are usually, you have a portrait, you have landscape, wildlife, and all of those things are still life. And most of it are sold in galleries or art shows. But when you see people who do digital art, they usually make imaginative art, fantasy, science fiction. You see that people who make art for the entertainment industry, if you are making art for entertainment, you make probably a musical label. They don't need the physical. They don't need the physical art. They don't need that. They need something different. Probably want to make they want to make a cover, album cover, and all of this. They don't need you to make a physical art. They don't need it. You understand? And making a physical art and taking a picture of it or trying to make it digital, you will lose the essence. You understand? So the audience are different. The people that you're speaking with, the people that you're selling to, they're actually different. And most of the time they are sold on digital art are sold online, except for some people who want them printed. So there's no point for comparison, there's no point for argument, there's no point for saying which is better or which is not better. I think you look at yourself, what kind of art do I produce, and what is the most, who are the people buying them, and what medium do they want to buy this piece of art. So it's very important that you don't just say, oh, in the art world is traditional art painting that is important. I don't have to have an art that I did for 14 hours or 15 hours to show that the art is deep or to show that the art is expensive. That is not it. We must embrace what the world is coming into and not be sentimental about it. All right, so I will quickly now go into the marketing. Marketing is very, very important for artists. And like I said, many artists are conservative. I don't know, it's a temperamental issue. Many people who create beautiful art, body of work, and all of that are generally quiet people, reserved people, and getting to market. And creating art is a lot of work. Having to create art, it takes days to find a story and create something that can pass message to people. Then now sitting down to now start creating a marketing plan for your art can be a lot of work. Now, what I want to say is that, especially if you're an emerging artist, sometimes people who are in the industry they have a team that does that marketing for them. But if you're just starting out, you don't have the luxury of paying somebody else when you yourself have not even gotten a hold of yourself. So you have to learn how to do these things together. And one of the greatest way of marketing, or one of the greatest way of getting your art out there, is by storytelling. we're artists, so we should know how to tell stories. You don't wait for your art to be out, yeah, before you start pushing it out. Industry. If you follow the rules, you will make your sales. So it's very important that you do not sit at your corner and assume. Because many times I used to assume when I was just starting out, I used to assume that a great piece of art will sell itself, a great piece of product will sell itself, and that's not how it is. You have to get your work or your product to the faces of people. And with social media, is so super easy. It's easy to do that now. You all you have to do is just open an account free of charge on all of these platforms. We have TikTok, like I said, TikTok. We have Instagram. We have you can also use TikTok. You can make good videos. Some people just assume that TikTok is for people who just dance, who do vain things, who do pranks and all of that. You can when you have great content, you can actually sell on any of these platforms. So you can open an Instagram account, which is very common for many creatives. You can also have a website. You have a third-party website that allow you to put in your work. You can have a website. It doesn't have to be a lot of something small that people can get to know who you are, see your work, and buy things from you. And you don't just dump these things there. Like I was saying earlier, you don't just dump your work and say this work is 15 by 20, this is the price and this is the title, and just walk away. Nobody will buy that. You have to tell your story. How did this work come to be? Like I was saying, and storytelling is not just saying when I wanted to create this art, I was sleeping on my bicycle, then I fell down, then I fainted, then an asshole, an angel appeared to me and told me what to do. That's not what storytelling is, or that's not all storytelling is. Is telling us, showing us the journey of that art. How did you start with the art? What inspired you? In fact, you can tell your story so much that before the art is complete, people will start to buy them. Understand? They start to buy them because they feel they're part of your story. They feel that, oh, we did this together. If you are starting a work now and you show the process, you show the process of how you bought this paint, and you discover that you added this paint to this other paint and it's not working for you, and the color that was brought out is not the same color that was in your mind. You talk about all of these things. It can be a 30-day journey, it can be a 1-year journey, it can be a 2-year journey. Tell your story, share your story to people. The world is tired of seeing a perfect picture. Oh, it's done. So people want to see behind the scene. We realize that people like secrets. They want to know what's behind the scene. Many times they say that if you put a movie, if you ask people to come and watch a movie and ask people to come and watch what went behind the scene of that movie, you see that people would like to watch what went behind the scene. Why? Because people feel that people like to see things that they that are really like secrets. They want to see how their favorite actor ate food, how the way the person slept, how he reacted when he was angry, how he came late, how the producer did this and did that to them. People want to see those things that are seemingly called secrets. You understand? That's how people think. So show them what you think would help them make decisions to buy whatever you buy or get to know you properly. You understand? Not just wake up one morning and just wake up, oh, I've done this art. What is the story behind the art? Why am I doing this art? What is the And sometimes when we want to say the story behind the art, we'll tell the story of the art. This is the green, the pit, all of those things they don't attract anybody except people in the industry, in the art industry. And you're not selling to your fellow artists. They're selling to random people who do not know all of the terms that you're using. You are selling to people who just want to feel good about your product. They want to they just want to have this art in their house and feel that, oh, I was a part of this work. I know how he did it. I know the pains he went through when he did it. So it's important that we tell our stories. We tell our stories. If it's something like, I'm not a social media person, if you want to sell, you have to put yourself out there. Of all the times I've had to sell my work, I'm a photographer, and for some people, they believe that photography is really not art. Like, it's not, they believe it's painting, sculpture, and all of those things. I just put them on Instagram and use the right hashtags, and it gets to the faces of people. You understand? I don't just wait and leave them in my computer and say, oh, one day somebody will know that I've created beautiful images of Ibadan. No, I put it out there so that people can see it. And sometimes artists believe that putting your work out there it makes it lose its value and essence. That is not true. That is not true. Except you are creating the art for yourself, and maybe when you die, you wish that they'll come to your house and see it, or when it comes to your system, they see it. But if you are producing the work for people to see, then let it out, let it go out. You understand? Not be afraid that somebody will steal your work. If anybody steal your work, and since you have a proof that you have done, you can always sue the person and whatever it is. Do not hide your work. Put it out there. Let people see this work that you have done. You have spent so much time creating this beautiful work. Put it out there. If you cannot afford a website, put it on platforms like Instagram, put it on platforms like Facebook. People have sold art in millions just by having these images on their social media pages. So you must not be afraid of putting your work there. You must not be afraid of you must not be afraid. Then you must also be very confident. Because another problem that artists have, is that, oh, I'm putting this work there. What if it is not fine? What if it's not good? I'm just starting out. It does not make sense to me, and all of those things. The truth is that we would always have the fear of our work. Many times we even create beautiful work that are so great and nice, and people even tell us that this work is beautiful, and we feel, oh, this is not good enough. This is not. We have to be confident. We will keep growing. There's no point in our life where we have a work of art and say, oh, this is the perfect work of art now that I've made. There's no correction. There's nothing. You'll always grow. So put it out there. Whatever level you are, you keep growing. So your growth level is also a story. So when people get to see your pictures or see your work from 1 year or 2 years ago, they see that this person has grown over the time, and they can trust you. They can trust you because they have seen you grow over time. So do not be afraid to put out your work. Don't be afraid to don't have this fear. What if my work is not good enough? What if someone is just out there laughing at me and laughing at this body of work or laughing at this work? You can never say, you cannot say how your work will be accepted until you put it out there. We can only speculate. Always, you can only speculate. Sometimes people do body of work and you put into energy, you do a lot of work, you put in your work. I remember that I've created a lot of body of works on different subjects, and I realized that many of the works that eventually get to blow out and eventually get to catch people attention. So the ones I just do, and I don't spend so much time on, oh, this idea just go, let me just do it. So you cannot really say which body of work will gain more attention until you put it out there. So you do not be afraid of putting out your work there. Have a website, get someone to create a website for you. Put it on Facebook, put it on TikTok. You can create your process of your work, the beginning, the middle, and the end of the work. These things are interesting. Those are mini stories. Just share the beginning of how you started this painting, then the middle of the work, then the end. You can show that to people. So you must use your social media platforms, your WhatsApp status. I think for a lot of people, the WhatsApp status or the WhatsApp platform is where you have your immediate family and friends. If you can't convert, if you cannot have sales from those places, I don't know how you have sales from your Instagram or your Facebook or other platforms, people that do not know you. We believe that someone who have your contact have a level of interaction or intimacy with you. So you must, if you are not free or you're not confident enough to post your work on the public platform like Instagram, you can start with your WhatsApp status. Post things that you're comfortable with. Post things about your work. Talk about things. Share stories. Share your ideas. Share your observation. Share what you think. When there's an art conversation going on somewhere, talk about what you feel. Talk about what you see. Say your opinion. Don't just sit down and sit quiet. You understand? You have to push yourself out there. The internet is a level playground. You can meet anybody, you can interact with anybody, you can talk with anybody on social media. It makes it easy for everybody to be able to push what they have online. So do not hesitate to do that. As some people have issues with creating content. We have I and somebody else created a content calendar. Probably later I will send the link to you so that you can probably share it with other people. Content calendar where you can share a 30-day content calendar where you can share one day every day things that will write things that you can write about, that you can write on your social media platform that would bring you closer to your customers or your clients. You understand? And when you hear that your people are opening, or maybe there's a exhibition somewhere and all of those things, do not wait for someone to call you and invite you. Bring yourself out there. There's an exhibition. You can even have an exhibition for yourself and your friends. You understand? And it doesn't have to be physical. You can have an online exhibition. I was during the COVID period. I attended an exhibition online. So it was really great, 3-dimensional. I was able to see the whole corners of the I was able to see the corners of the gallery, everything. So as if I was there, I like, the world is limitless. You understand? So you can have you and your friends gather people together, tell them that you're exhibiting on, probably you choose a platform where you're exhibiting, show your piece of work, and all of a sudden ask people to buy what you have to sell, and you can show that on your social media platforms, then begin to sell the body of work or the piece of art that you want to sell. So do not wait for a big gallery or a big organization to organize an exhibition. You can call 1 or 2 of your friends. You cannot do it alone. 1 or 2 of your friends, have a team and create something and make an exhibition. You understand? So we have to be very smart in this world. We have to be, the world is moving fast. I don't want us to get caught up in the fact that we that make traditional art are the best, and we are, since it's an old form of art, ours will endure forever. I'm not saying that a time will come where people will not draw with pencils anymore. I'm not sure that will ever happen, because even with the computers we have and all of these things, people still write with their pen, of course. But they're saying that embrace it, move towards it, see how it is, test it, get into the world. You don't have to abandon what you usually do. Try this out. Some people actually have been critics of digital art, and it's okay. Let me just try. Let's see how it is, and eventually they leave their traditional art for a digital space. So do not, whatever it is, if you're not afraid of it, then you should try it out. You understand? One of the ways to know that you're not afraid of something is to see how it is. You understand? Look at it. Oh, you will say, oh, I've tried it out. I don't think it's working for me. For my kind of art, this does not work. This does not make sense to me. And all of this, and you move on. At least you've known that you have tried this and you have seen that it doesn't work for you. So it's very important that we embrace all of these things that come. And we have to be. It's important that our ears out to the ground, because there are in many industries, things are evolving. Open your heart, know what is happening, talk to your colleagues, talk to people in your industry. Don't just sit there and don't just sit at your own corner and say, oh, nothing's happening in Jos, nothing's happening in Kaduna, nothing's happening in Abuja. Ask yourself, ask people around you, ask people in other states, ask people in Lagos, what is happening in the art space, what's happening, what is the latest thing. Don't just sit down, check online, what are people doing? You understand? Go randomly online, check out websites, check out people's work, see what they are doing, learn from it, and move from it. One of the advantages of the technology space is that you can sit in your house and see the work of other people very comfortably. You don't have to visit a gallery, you don't have to visit somebody's office or something. You can sit in your house and say, oh, this is what they're doing now. Okay, how did they do this? Oh, okay, maybe I could just send him a DM and ask, oh, please, can I have the one-on-one session with you and all these things? Life is easier now, so we should take the ease that it brings to us. You understand? We should not just sit in our corner and say, oh, this is how this has been done. This is how this person has made money with this. What is the latest thing? We should ask us, what is the latest thing? You go online, check out the latest thing, look at what is happening in the world. We must be able to, we must be ready to use tech to make our life better, because that's what technology is. Technology is to make our life better, is to make things easier. It should help our creativity process to be easier. So we should not boast in the length or how much of difficulty we take, or how much difficulty, or how difficult it is to create something. We should embrace things that makes it easy. You understand? The end is very important. Of course, I know the process is okay. The process is also important, but the end is also important. The somebody who used the better technology to create something, and somebody who took all the time, wasted all this time, you may not be able to know the difference. You understand? You may not be able to know the difference. So it's important that you embrace so that you can be more efficient and use your brain and your time to do something else. So let's embrace technology. Let's be conversant with what's happening in our industry. Let's embrace everything that technology has to offer to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Toluade. I would like to take a question or two, please, for
Okay.
attendees.
All right.
Okay, Blessing, if you have a question, please, you can ask or put it in the comment section so we can read it.
I didn't get that. See?
Yes, we're listening.
I didn't get what you said,
Questions, please.
Well, my question, I kind of have some kind of challenges. Though I had the what's her name of the person that the person that is anchoring the host of the lecturer. Let me use that word, the lecturer, saying that you can go on social media and do things and do this and do this. I don't know how it's over there, but right here, back here in Just, things are not actually working for me the way I was thinking or the way it's supposed to be. In fact, presently, my intention is to leave Just because the viewers, the people, I believe the people around you also affect what you do. Then, talking about internet, using the internet, whatever, to market your work, you're not the only one in the internet. And very few of people that sees your work online. If I must say that, that's what happens to me. I'm saying what happens to me. So I don't know if there's any other thing that someone can do to move fast in this industry, because they said, according to an adage goes to us, and a hungry man is an angry man. So I can't wait till when they start seeing it. I'm dying of hunger and using my money.
Please, I believe you can answer now.
Okay. I wanted to ask him what he does. What kind of work does he do? Is he an artist?
Yes, he's an artist, and
What
he
kind of
produces mixed media relief wall art.
Okay. I would like to see his social media platforms and see what he's doing, because I cannot just answer so much to answer in that such a vague question. So I have to see his profile, you see his social media, and see what he is doing that may be wrong. You understand? It's not even about the number. It's not about the number of followers. You understand? I remember that I have been contacted a couple of times from people outside Nigeria just by putting the right hashtag. So I move around town, take pictures of my city. I live in Ibadan. I take pictures of places in Ibadan and food and everything. And I remember that somebody contacted me in the UK and said he needed pictures of places in Ibadan, and just by the hashtag Ibadan photographs or something like that, something that shared that anybody who want pictures from Ibadan, we get the hashtag and get the pictures. So I guess that I'll just have to look at your profile and see what you're doing. You understand? Because the arts world is not like selling food or selling clothes or selling bag. It's a very unique place, and you have to learn how to you have to make people feel that they need what you want, what you're selling, because it is not a basic necessity. It's someone who has eaten, who has have a place to stay, who has a clothes to wear, or who remember to buy art. You understand? So you have to make sure that you are hitting the right audience that can buy your piece of art. So I will have to look at your profile, see what you're doing. Possibly I would communicate with him privately and see what he's doing, and we can talk about what he's doing wrong.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hold on. He's back again.
Okay. He's back now.
Join in because they're complaining about the, okay. He's back now.
All right. I think it's still connecting. Okay, it's connected. He's back.
The network was bad, sorry.
All right. So I was saying that I will have to look at your profile to see what you're doing, to see maybe you're not positioning yourself well, because art is different from buying, from selling food, selling shoes, and all of those things. They are basic necessities of people. So you have to make people wish or feel that they need art. You have to market in such a way that you tell them this is as important as your food, this is as important as the clothes you're wearing, this is as important as the house you're living in. So you have to make sure that you are passing the right message and you're talking to the right audience. As much as you say Nigeria is hard and all of that, people are buying art worth 200K, 1 million, 2 million. People are buying it. They have money for it. They need it. You understand? So it's important that you are hitting the right audience. You are speaking their language. You are hitting them. They are hearing what you're saying, and they are speaking. You're speaking your language. They are speaking their language that they can access you with. So I think I would take a look at whatever platform that you are dealing with. Maybe you would private chat me. I will look at your platform and I'll tell you how it could be done better, and let's see how it goes. Don't be discouraged. I used to tell people, if you are not selling something, it's not because the audience is bad. It's not because the audience cannot afford it. It's because you are not passing the right message. It is about you. You must put it in your mind that it's always about you. You are saying that you want to leave Jos. There are people who sell work in Jos that sell and they're making so much money from it. You understand? There are people. So you must know that whatever issue you have with selling somewhere, it is about you. It is always about you. So you have to make sure that you are changing yourself, changing how you market, changing how you speak, or you communicate, or how your brand communicates its language to people. It's always about you. So when you have that mindset and say, oh, why am I running it? I'm running this ad on Facebook and I'm not making money. It's not about the audience. It's about you. Maybe you're not targeting the right audience. Maybe you're not targeting the right age or the right places. You must always know that it is about me. I must learn how to market better. And you will learn by that line of thought. That makes it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know if I still ask question.
Yes, sure. You can.
Okay, you said something like I can privatize you, but I don't really know how I can do that. That's one. Two is that let me say, okay, like what you said, I have to be speaking their language. Yes, I have challenge with that because my madam, Mrs. Stanley, has been telling me that, Innocent, you have not been doing your homework. Yes, I know that one. Yes, I don't speak art language because I graduate from electrical electronics engineering, which is not an excuse, but it has a lot to do with me too. So I don't know how I can speak their language. You said something like having a calendar of acts. I heard when you were saying that. So I actually pick interest in that because I think I have to speak in their language for them to understand. And another question is that how do I get this kind of audience of art? Sincerely speaking, if I tell you the frustration I have gone through from art, you will pity me. But I still insist to be in it. So I don't know if you can help me with this.
So I would send everything you need through Mrs. Stanley. I think she can even send me your number privately, so yes, I can send them to you.
She's a very good friend. She will.
Okay, so I can send it to you. If you can connect us together, probably on WhatsApp or anywhere, so I can take a look at your profile, take a look at how you have been doing things, and see what we can adjust and correct, so that we can take it up from there.
Okay, thank you very much. I really love it's really fascinating. I've been missing.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Thank you very much, ma.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that all for today, ma?
Yes, that's all. That's all.
Okay, thank you very much for taking out the time to come out and teach us about crafting your art business, crafting a unique audience for your art business using technology. As a matter of fact, a lot of creatives and artists have that ideology of build it and it will come, or make it and they will come. And personally, on my own, I've have been doing a great deal on changing the ideology, and a lot of creatives or artists are attached to their style of production. They don't like to explore other alternatives of production, seeing that the world is changing and moving really fast. It's just like any other industry. Everyone has to move with the tide or miss out at the end of the day. Thank you very much for hitting the nail right on the head and seeing that everybody needs to change in order to move with the tide and benefit profitably from it. Thank you very much, Ma.
You're very welcome.
Sorry, please, I actually want to ask, can I invite other artists to be part of this platform? Like once I have it.
Yes, please. There is, what's it called? The replay is going to be taking place in a few minutes from now. So any other person who comes in will be able to listen to the replay.
There's another meeting, like now, I don't know about it, but I have to discuss with them and then tell them.
Okay, you can discuss them and gather them, then we'll organize another meeting.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, so if there's any question from the replay, you can we'll find a way of connecting to answer the questions.
Yes.
Because really it's getting the feedback from the artists that actually makes them learn. Because we can just talk.
Exactly.
They don't talk about their challenges and what they are facing, and having to meet them at their need one-on-one, this conversation becomes very useless. So true. I think that is something that we should do. So we'll find a way with their questions, and if a way of connecting with these people, it's important to do that. So
yes, please.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very grateful.
Thank you very much for taking out your time to come and help us do all this. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed this.